Fats YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Let us make this rich and delicious beef soup. Darlings, it's so nice to have you back here in my kitchen for yet another amazing recipe. Guys, it's the middle of winter and it's been so cold lately, and this is all my body has been craving. So let me show you how I make my beef soup. So over here I've got some ingredients. This is not all what I'll be using, but these are just some of the main ones. So we need the beef, the green seasoning, we got our potatoes, carrots, flour, and all that good stuff. And then over here we're gonna go ahead and just transfer that cleaned beef to a pot. Okay, this beef is already cleaned with some lemon juice and vinegar and water to get rid of some of the excess blood. And I went in with about 4 cups of water to the pan with my salt and 1 bay leaf. And I'm going to let that boil for about an hour. Okay, this beef is fresh, so it's going to cook really quickly. Okay, so while the beef was cooking, I wanted to make my dumplings and set it to one side because I've got baby with me and I just wanted to get everything done out of the way, so that way if she starts to fuss, most of the prep is done. So I've got about, I want to say about a cup of flour or less, and some cornmeal. A little sprinkle of salt is optional, and I'm going to gradually add in some water, mix it with my spatula before introducing my hand because I just don't like the feel of flour on my hands. And then you want to knead it into a dough. And then once you have that dough, set it to one side. You can just let it rest. I find dumplings taste so much better when the dough has rested a bit. So yes, my darlings, make your dough, set it to one side, and then we're going to work on something else. So over here my beef has been boiling for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. Guys, it spilled onto the stove after I hated that. I did go ahead and just uncover it, and I wanted to show you all the gunk that's accumulated under the lid. Oh, so gross. I'm gonna go ahead and just wash this off so that my lid is nice and clean. And this is how the beef is looking so far. It's already cooked, but I'm gonna go ahead and just add in a couple pieces of squash that I found in my freezer. Usually I use pumpkin, but I don't have any pumpkin, and I find the squash is a great substitute. Just gonna put it together, the beef, for about 5 minutes. Okay, after about 5 minutes, once it's cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and just take it out and put it into my food processor because we are gonna blend it up. Usually I'd mash it, but I want to show you this beautiful technique to have some smooth and creamy soup. So good. Yes, my darlings, go ahead and just put it into the food processor. It's hot. I'm just adding a little splash of cold water in this and then blend it up, and then it's gonna be nice and smooth. And don't say Terri-Ann did not show you any tips and tricks. So once my squash was blended, I'm using my Le Creuset for the first time. Oh my goodness. And yes, we're going to go ahead and just add in some oil. I'm going to go ahead and add in the cooked beef. Then I'm going to add in some fresh green seasoning in there as well, because yes, my darlings, fresh green seasoning is a must. Yes, my loves, go ahead and just let the beef fry up in the seasonings for about, I want to say about 2 to 3 minutes. It was not that long. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in all of the beef stock from the pot. That's what the beef was cooking in. And then add in lots of seasonings, all that good stuff. Yes, my loves, this is just so simple, and make sure to check down below in the description box for all of the ingredients that I used. Once I added in my blended squash, I did rinse out the food processor and add the leftover water in the pan. Some black pepper, of course, and some spice Jamaica reggae blend. This is so flavorful, so perfect in soup as well. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and add in a little bit of mixed herbs. This is just some thyme, basil, marjoram, and parsley. And then I'm gonna add in my chopped up potatoes and carrots. Hubby's behind the scenes helping me sort that out. So yes, my darlings, this was just I think about 2 to 3 potatoes. We just cut it small with 2 carrots carrots as well, cut it into rings. And then you want to let that cook for about 10 minutes or so before going in with your dumplings. Okay, now as you know, the dumplings was made earlier, so we're just gonna add it in after about 10 minutes. And then another thing that I like to add in my soup is some pasta. Oh, let's not forget the scotch bonnet pepper. The thing I like to add in my soup is like some pasta. My granny used to add it in hers, and I think it's so good. You don't want to add in too much, but it just, you know, a little bit makes so much of a difference. But yes, darlings, this is coming along so beautifully. And the one thing is, you just have to keep on checking the pot. Now usually if I'm making soup, I have yams and I have okra and have all the good stuff to throw in it, but I live in England and these things are just not as easy to source as in if I was back home. I would have so much more variety to add to my soup. Yes, I owe you guys a soup recipe when I'm in the Caribbean again. Yes, so for dumplings, I'm just making 4 or 5 big dumplings. I didn't want to make some small ones, I just wanted to make some big ones. Okay, but you can always just make the dumplings to your own preference, however big, small, different shapes and sizes, whatever you prefer. Obviously you can make that. Okay, so I got about 5 dumplings. I covered it up for a good 3 to 4 minutes before adding in the pasta. And yes, darlings, go ahead and mix it up well. So good. And yes, my darlings, I did also add some spinach in there as well. 1 ball of frozen spinach. And this soup was so good, so flavorful, absolutely beautiful. So after about an hour and a half in total, because the beef took about an hour to cook, and then I started adding other stuff in there, guys, I went ahead and removed that scotch bonnet pepper because I've been trying to feed baby from the pot and I really do not want the spice. This is the soup all done, looking absolutely amazing. I really hope you try it, and I'm gonna leave the sound on for the last part so you can hear that bubble. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next one.